Hello viewers, welcome again to this second episode of the mini-series Resuscitating Kenya. In the opening episode, I explained the perspective that this mini-series is taking concerning politics. I clearly stated that I'm not a politician, not a descendant of one. I come from the perspective expounded by Professor Baswell of University of Edinburgh, saying that political contestation is as much about cultural identity and recognition as it is about allocating material resources. I'm coming from the perspective of cultural identity and recognition as I reflect on politics. We may not all be politicians. However, politics affects all citizens, despite your party affiliation, despite if your party is the one that is forming the government or the one that's in opposition, whether you vote or you don't vote, politics and decisions made by politicians affect us all. Thinking of identity, my identity is rooted in my country of origin, which is Kenya, but also in my country of residence. Right now it's Canada. And there is also a third country, my future country of eternal citizenship. And that's heaven. So in a way, I'm a citizen of three countries. All these different countries inform my worldview, and my perspective is demonstrated in this tri-country citizenship. In my early years growing up in Kenya, faith was foundational. Faith was instilled very early in life, and faith permeated other aspects of life. I come from a background where the sacred and the secular intertwine, instilled through the oral traditions of reflecting cultural expressions, reinforcing national identity, and instilling patriotism. It can be through the oral traditions of song, storytelling, poems, and participating in national events. Actually, I recall early in life, my dad would take us to the famous Uhuru Park. Uhuru is the translated freedom. So the park was named Uhuru, like Freedom Park, where most events would take place. He'd take us there and would participate in Independence Day celebrations. Both on those days, but also through the school system, there was always an echoing, narrating the stories of celebrating pioneers of independence and their exemplary contributions. These names were known to many of us, and they are drawn from all the different tribes in Kenya, people of the different walks, people of different religious backgrounds, all celebrated as pioneers of independence. And that is where I said last time that episode 2 will focus on that. Who are these pioneers of independence, and what were their contributions into shaping the country we call Kenya to what it is today? Like I said, we know most of them by name. Stories were told in schools, lessons were learned about them, songs written, poems, books have been written, accolades given for the great work they did pre-independence and into birthing the country into independence and laying those foundations in early years of independence. There was a commitment to honor their efforts by not only maintaining the foundations, the strength, the deep roots that they endeavored to instill, but improving on their work to make Kenya even a more stable, more stronger, a better country than what we found. And this is done for the purpose of the next generation. I write in the second page, I observe in the second page of the book, Resuscitating Kenya, that pioneers were instructed to take care of the key ingredients that we identified last week: democracy, justice, human rights, and peaceful coexistence. They were to take care of this and pass them on to their successors and their descendants to continue maintaining the stability and strength of the nation. These were not the only ingredients that are needed for a stable and functioning nation, but other structures, other ingredients were to be established along the way. Whatever they inherited, like a newborn child, was to grow to be even stronger, and even at some point, for its citizens to be people who can give back, like influence the global community, people who can go and share their skill, their knowledge, their heritage beyond the borders of the country. Now, with all these structures working as fine as they should or as they are expected to work, the nation is expected to grow strong, establishing deep roots and high branches that benefit not only its citizens, but even the visitors who come to visit the nation and the people within the immediate neighborhood of the nation, so that it is for the betterment, for the good of humanity within and even without the borders of the nation. It's similar. These pioneers, I equate them similar to what we read in the Bible, within the Christian tradition, acknowledging the heroes of faith, and how people of faith right now continue the legacy of the heroes of faith. We read in the book of Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles us, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. This is from a Christian perspective, for the Christian faith. But this can be also used to describe the political class of the nation. Think about the pioneers of independence as witnesses, watching, observing what you're doing and how you're managing this country, how you are continuing the legacy they passed on to you. Consider them as witnesses, but not only them, the next generation, the descendants of the current leaders, they are also counting on current leaders to pass down to them a stable country, a strong country, a country that demonstrates the right ingredients for a thriving democracy, for human rights, for peaceful coexistence, for the path forward for the nation. We endeavor to protect that which others diligently worked on and then passed down on us, to us, not just to persevere, not just to preserve, but to improve that which we received. This is a new generation desiring better. The young generation is not interested in the resentment and the grudges of their foreparents held against each other, whether it's by one tribe against another, or one party against another, or one religion against another. They have described themselves as partyless, religionless, tribeless. They desire a peaceful coexistence, unity. If only the current class of politicians, of leaders, can, as they emulate the legacy of the pioneers, they can also seek and think about what they are passing on to the next generation. Let me leave you with a scripture, again from the Bible, Christian tradition, from Proverbs 14:34, that reads, "Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people." Righteousness exalts a nation. Sin condemns any people. Now, next week, we shall look at a tale of two countries. A tale of two countries. Success and failure. How does Kenya score? Success or failure. A tale of two nations. Succeeding or failing. Where do we place our nation, Kenya? We do not want to resuscitate this nation one more time. We really want to improve and enhance the beautiful, vibrant life that it has right now. And it starts with politicians. And it's continued by each one of us, whether at home in Kenya or abroad. It's our beloved country, and we want to see it succeed. Till next time, I leave you to ponder on that. On behalf of all of us at Ebenezer Moments, I want to thank you for joining us today. and invite you to comment, ask your questions, share your thoughts and insights, so that together we can find our way forward in our beloved country as we anticipate the coming 2027 general elections. Thank you. Ebenezer.